Hey guys, this is Philip Van der Vossen with Pickup Truck Plus SUV Talk, and today we're going on a road trip. Who's we? It's you, me, and this here Ford Bronco. Where are we going? We're going to Arrington, Virginia for Overland Expo East. It's about 350 miles northwest of where I am currently. So we're gonna go ahead and hit the road, and I'm gonna tell you all about this Bronco along the way. So let's get started right now. Currently, I am in North Carolina, and I'm mostly taking smaller roads, so honestly, I have no idea where the hell I am right now. But I want to check in with you guys and let you know how the Bronco's doing this road trip. Yeah, so I've been on the road for about 2 hours now, and currently we're getting 18.2 miles per gallon. I've done a combination of driving in normal mode and in eco mode, and I've done a couple of tests of sport mode actually. And then we've been using the adaptive cruise control some, and then just using my normal foot driving as well. So that average miles per gallon, like I said, 18.2. I've seen as much as 19.5 maybe when I'm in eco and I'm using the cruise control. And when I'm messing around with sport mode, you know, it's dipped down in the 17s. But of course, those are averages too. So it's, you know, if you were to pick one of those ways to drive all the time, you know, I wouldn't be surprised if you were able to get 20 miles per gallon on this thing if you were doing eco mode for the whole way and cruise control. And I'm not sure what it's EPA rated. I'll have to look that up and see how we're doing compared to that. So I did notice, we have this interesting digital dash cluster here on this Bronco. And I wanted to share that with you guys. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to point the iPhone over here to this dash while I'm driving here. I just need to find a nice open bit of highway with a straight road, so I'm not too much danger while I'm filming. But I'm going to show you guys what the digital dash cluster looks like on the Bronco. Alright, we're looking at the digital dash cluster here on the Bronco. You can see from left to right. Well, we start with an analog speedometer there. And then on the screen in the center here, see the upper left-hand corner, we have a little leaf. That's indicating that I'm currently in eco mode. And then on the left side, we have your gas. And we have the little picture of the Bronco showing the lane, so our lane departure. And then the little green lines in front of it are showing our adaptive cruise control, what my spacing is currently set at. And you can see I have my, well, speed limit actually just lowered. It was 70 a minute ago. It's 60 now, so I should probably bump my speed down a little bit. So on the adaptive cruise control, I have it set to 80. I'm going to lower that now, so you can see the green number changing. 75, 74. So I'm going to go down here a little bit so we don't get caught. I'm on an undisclosed road. So I just set the adaptive cruise control back down to 70, and you can see the next column over. We're going northwest, 62 degrees outside. We have the RPM showing up. And then we have on that right side, that is a configurable panel. So I currently have it set to fuel economy. And I'm going to show you a couple other options here. Okay, so first I have the fuel economy there on the right side. So you can see that that's at currently 18.7 miles per gallon. That's since I reset it on this particular trip that I'm going on this road trip. And then I can go down and show the other options. So we've got first an off-road panel. There's a kind of a pitch and roll type of setting as well you can use. We have tire pressure. So you can check your tire pressure if you want. And here we have the different gauges, which is interesting. You can see your different temperatures on your oil, transmission fluid, and your turbo boost there. And let's see, then we have I found this one interesting, the turbo boost. So we have a turbo engine. Currently, obviously, I'm at 0 PSI. I'm just kind of going along at 70 miles an hour. But when somebody goes in front of me with the adaptive cruise control, and then I slow the car down, and then you kind of move out. So, or any other time you accelerate, you'll see this turbo boost go up. So here, if I hit the gas, you can see there the PSI on the turbo boost. So it's kind of fun to watch that and see how it's operating. Next one down, we've got, this is where you configure it. So here you can click OK, and then you can go through the different screens and add one if you'd like. Alright, so the speed limit just went up to 70, so I've increased my speed a little bit here. And as you can probably notice, the noise in the cabin has definitely increased as well. So here we have a combination of road noise and wind noise, and This is a WildTrak, so we have the oversized, or maybe properly sized, all-terrain tires, and they're of course going to make some noise. And then we also have this hardtop roof, which I prefer the hardtop over the soft top for sure, and I'm not sure how they compare in road noise, but I'm assuming they're both fairly noisy. If you're looking at a Bronco, I would assume that for the most part, you're not really concerned about road noise. You know, Wrangler customers, Bronco customers, you know, they're not really looking at vehicles based on road noise and the luxury nature of them. They're looking to take them out for adventures. Alright, so the Bronco's pretty well known for having the GOAT modes, which I believe are the go over any terrain modes. And people, you know, obviously think of those for off-road. But they actually have the same dial in the center cluster here. Allows you to change your drive modes, and so you get to more typical things that you see in other vehicles. So I'm going to go ahead and show how that looks on the screen. So if you go to the right, you get normal. This is what I'm in currently. You go one more to the right, I'm going to get eco mode, which is what I've been driving usually for this road trip. And then if you go one more, then you're going to get the sport mode. I haven't actually driven with this yet. You can see it's shifting into four-wheel drive. I can already feel the vehicle accelerate just based on where my foot is on the gas, so it basically gives you more acceleration for when you push down the gas. And of course, it's a fairly modern vehicle, so we have things like blind spot monitoring and lane keep assist and things that you know, mirrors and cameras and such that help me see what's around me and make sure that I'm not going to have any trouble with visibility. I'm at my first gas stop here. I am in Bisco, North Carolina, in case you're interested. And so far we've been getting about 18.5 miles per gallon. And this is a WildTrak V6. It's actually only rated for 17 miles per gallon. So we're doing, I guess, a little bit better than what it's rated for by the EPA. So we have the 2.7 liter V6 EcoBoost in this here WildTrak. So you can see, I opened up the hood there so you can see the engine. I actually like the fact that it doesn't have the engine cover that a lot of the engines have these days. So you can actually see what's underneath the hood there. So we're gonna go ahead and grab a snack here, and then we're gonna hit the road again. Okay, I just filled up and I was actually down to only 13 miles of range, which is a little bit scary, trying to find a gas station out here. But I noticed something a little funny. So we're paying $3.49 per gallon here for regular, and it says I pumped 21.075 gallons, but according to Ford, my tank is 20.8 gallons. So how the hell did I pump 21 gallons into it? Interesting. Alright, before we get back on the road, I just want to show you my snack of choice here. So I tend to, on road trips, get things I don't normally eat, and ever since I've been in college, for whatever reason, when I go on road trips, I like to get Mike and Ike's. So there you go. Let me know in the comments what's your favorite road trip snack. I like, you know, when I get a sweet snack, I get the Mike and Ike's. When I want something kind of salty, I go with pizza flavored combos. So there you go. Alright, so the key to the Mike and Ike's on a road trip is to find someplace stable to store this box, so that you're not holding it by hand or putting it someplace where it's going to spill. Because the last thing you want is Mike and Ike's to go flying all over your cabin when you're driving. So something I just noticed in this vehicle is that, first of all, it's a 2001 Ford Bronco, and it has 17,609 miles on it, which is relatively high for a media loan. Normally, when we get these media loans, they're probably usually trying to keep them below like 10,000 miles or so, maybe, before they cycle them out for a new model. So this one, I guess, because the Bronco's in pretty high demand, it's you know, there should be as many as they can sell, and a lot of customers are waiting for them. Between that and the fact that the media takes this off road, I would assume is why they kept it in the fleet a little bit longer. So this gives us an opportunity though to see what this vehicle looks like after, you know, 17,000 miles. But overall, it still looks pretty good. It's in pretty good shape. It still looks relatively new. I can see a couple of pieces of wear on some of the rubber and some of the finishes on the outside. Looks like something abrasive hit a couple of different things. That could have been from off-roading or car wash or Canada, who knows. But I know that the Bronco does have a little bit of has been dinged a little bit for some of the plastics and things that are used in here, being a little bit cheaper made than they should be. Overall, I'd like to see, I guess, like softer plastics. Excuse me, softer plastics, a little bit more rubber, a little bit can take a little bit more beating without breaking or cracking. But I don't see anything actually so far that's cracked. I see a couple little scratches on here and there on different places in the interior. but overall it looks pretty good. The other thing was with the 17,600 miles on this vehicle is that it is the 2.7 liter V6 EcoBoost engine, which has been known to have some issues right now, which is fairly well known. I'm sure there'll be some comments on the YouTube from you guys about, you know, the engine's blown up or whatever yet. So since this vehicle is in the media fleet, I don't have the service history on it, but I would say that if there have been any engine issues on this vehicle, I would assume that it would have been pulled from the media fleet, and it has not been. So at least this particular Bronco has made it 17,600, 12 miles now without having any severe engine issues. So. Okay, I got about 40 minutes left to our destination for Overland Expo, so I just want to check in on the seat comfort. I've been on the road for much of the day. It's not too much time that I've been filming and everything, but been on the road much of the day, and the seats are pretty comfortable. I would not say that they're notable either way, one way or another. Like, they're not the most comfortable seats I've ever been in, but they're also definitely not the worst. They're kind of in between. And so generally, that's acceptable to me. As long as they're not a problem, they're acceptable. So I would say that obviously I'm a bit larger than Jill. So when she drove this vehicle, you know, she had different concerns than I would have as a larger guy. So my main issue that I have with this vehicle in terms of how I fit it in is related to this this B pillar here that you can see over my shoulder. It's because my seat has to go back all the way. I'm about 6'2". That puts the seat a little bit behind the B pillar a little bit more than I would like it normally. So that becomes a problem for both ingress and egress getting in and out of the vehicle because the seat's a little bit behind that pillar, so I'm going to have to kind of go around that pillar in order to get in the vehicle a little bit. So it's also a little bit of an issue when I'm driving. You see I put my elbow up here on the side. That's fine. That's a good height there. Although I'd like this to be a little bit wider, maybe to hold onto my arm a little bit better. But that's fine, because I can put my arm there and then put my hand here on the steering wheel, and it holds it pretty nicely. So for a long drive, that supports it well. But the issue comes up here on my shoulder. I find my shoulder hitting this pillar a lot. And when I first started driving it, first couple of days I've been driving this vehicle, it was bothering me a lot. Actually, the more I get used to it, like anything in the world, and especially with cars, the more you get used to it, kind of less it's been bothering me. But on a long road trip, things like that, where, you know, contact points of where your shoulder might be hitting something, or, you know, if your leg's always hitting something in the center console or down below underneath the dash, then become a problem. And actually, that particular issue with my legs down below here has not been an issue. This is fairly spacious down here. I can move my legs around. On a road trip, you know, a lot of times you're using adaptive cruise control, so you can move your legs around a little bit to make sure that you aren't stiffening up or getting, you know, your feet fall asleep or something or other. So I like to move my legs around every once in a while, reposition them, and I've got plenty of room down here to move my legs either which way. And like I said, not having a contact point, like, you know, my knees or shins not hitting up against the dash or hitting something here in the center console. That's the type of thing I usually find uncomfortable in certain vehicles, and that's not a problem here with the Bronco. So besides this B pillar here, in general, I'm pretty comfortable driving this as a larger guy. So. Since I'm also the video editor here on the channel, a lot of times when Tim's recording a video, if he has a note to tell me something about the video he's recording, he'll talk to the camera and talk to me. So he'll say, hey, Phil, you know, do this. So today I'm going to go the other direction. I'm going to talk to Tim in my video. I'm going to say, hey, Tim, happy birthday. So Tim actually had a birthday last weekend. So if you watch this part in the video, let us know by saying happy birthday to Tim in the comments. Alright guys, I'm almost to Arrington, Virginia for the Overland Expo, but I had to stop because I saw this old truck on the side of the road. And this isn't just any old truck. Alright, there you go. How's that for different? Looks like an old Ford F350 V8 married to a tractor of some sort. Absolutely nuts. I found it here at Melvin's Garage on Route 29 outside of Lynchburg, Virginia. All right, as we reach the end of our road trip here, I thought of one thing that I definitely would like to see in this Bronco. It has heated seats and it has heated steering wheel, but there are no cooled seats. So Joe would be comfortable in this car, but when it gets warmer, I would like to see some cooled seats for sure. All right, there you go. We've made it to Arrington, Virginia for the Overland Expo East. The Bronco did great on the road trip. I want to thank you guys for joining me on the road trip, and put some comments down below. Tell me what you think. We learned a little something along the way. We had a little bit of fun. And we're going to check out the Overland Expo over the next couple of days, so we'll have a lot more videos coming for that. So why don't you go ahead and subscribe to the channel, and we will see you guys down the road.